Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X, the only show on Thursdays that starts the weekend early. I am your host, Tom Dog 247, and as always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Ooh, baby, all right. So, how you doing? We got a pretty big show here tonight. We got tons of show to do tonight, and so yeah, we gotta get things going on the ball here. And yeah, we got it. We got to. It's very important that we get this done. We have to. Because I don't know what. I'm exhausted. I thought I was debating whether or not I was going to do a show tonight because from that yawn, I was tired. I had a busy week last week, so I didn't do the show last week. Plus, also I wasn't feeling well too, so I wanted to make sure that I was at 100% and everything. And I got a new drink that I want to try out. This just recently came out, and ginger ale with cherry in it. So yeah, I have to open this up and take a swig. Not bad. I had to consume some because I'm a little hoarse because I ate a pony. Yeah. Ooh. Who said that? Who booed? Fire them. So, um, big shot. Let's do the shout outs and the plugs and everything like that. We got to do that first. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Uh, big shout out to Leo and the gang over at the Dorkening Podcast Network. They got tons of shows on on their channel and everything on Leo's channel there, and you will love every single one of them like I do. Check them out over on Dorkening Podcast Network on YouTube or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. You definitely will love it, and trust me, you will. You really will. Um, Also, the Owl Light Network over at, um, I guess you can say the Darkening as well too. They're over at the Darkening. Check them out. They're a lot of fun. I pop up on there sometimes, and it's an amazing show. They have some amazing shows on there too, and you will love it just as much as I do. Check them out on YouTube or wherever you or on the Darkening. And this and Melly Playful and Tengu over on YouTube. If you like watching people play video games, then Melly Playful and Tengu are the ones for you. Check them out over on YouTube, and you'll be hooked on some fun, fun and amazing video games, and you will love it just as much as I do. This episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. We trade in a lot of games, accessories, systems, um, collectible stuff, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic, um, action figures, sorry, and comic books, cards, sports cards, Funko Pops, and more. And also some wrestling collectibles if you want to part ways with them. And if you happen to be in the Southington, Connecticut area and you want to check out this amazing store, which I strongly suggest you do because it really is amazing and you will love it just as much as I do. Please check it out over at mjvideogames.com. And Hardcore Sweet Bakery. over at hardcoresweetbakery.com for all your baked good devouring pleasure. And hope everybody had a good, for those who had a good time over at CT GamerCon and CT Gamer and AnimeCon this past weekend. Big shout out to Jeremy and the crew there. Did an amazing job from what I was told, and yeah, it was really cool. Um, but now that that's over, we can focus on Terrificon this summer from August 16th through the 18th at the Mohegan Sun Expo Center. They just announced Mitch Halleck, who runs Terrificon. He just announced that Martin Kove from the Karate Kid series and Cobra Kai, Sensei John Kreese. Yeah, he's going to be there at he's going to be there over at Terrificon, and I'm practicing my leg sweeps so that I can, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. So yeah, he's going to be there. Also, the original GI Joe himself, Sergeant Slaughter, uh, WWE Hall of Famer as well too, and so yeah, he is also going to be at attendance, and I, about I guess to promote his anniversary of being at being a GI Joe character, and so yeah, it's it's really really cool. So yeah, and I met Sergeant Slaughter before too, and I said, yeah, he's a really cool dude. I had a picture taken with him back when he was still working for the WWE, and he's that important. Is that you know there was the funny thing is, I know this isn't wrestling, this isn't Channel X related or anything. I met him at as I said, when they when the WWE was doing SmackDown, and um, Eric Bischoff was on um, was the general manager of Raw, and yeah, I was walking around with my girlfriend at the time, and I go and say, Mr. Slaughter, big fan. I take have a picture taken with him, and um, and take a picture with him, and so yeah, that actually happened. Really cool. Um, and yeah, I really enjoy that. And so yeah, really cool. Um, then I met I stood next to Eric Bischoff at a store in the same same area and everything. And yeah, stupid me didn't get a picture with him. I'm mad at that. I'm mad at myself. So yeah, and yeah. Um, so yeah, I'll continue with this promo. Um, I do have to use the bathroom real quick because nature is calling me, and I will be right back. Sorry about that. Call of Duty. I don't like it as much as you do. So, anyways, I apologize again, and so Terrificon. It's it's a really awesome event. Um, every summer, it's always the best time to go. And this year they moved it. They're pushing it instead of the traditional last last weekend of July. They're doing it at in the middle of August. So yeah, that is pretty cool. And so yeah, as I said, Martin Kove from Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid movies, he's going to be there. And so yeah, it's Sergeant Slaughter, and yeah, really awesome stuff. And the list keeps on growing and growing and growing, my folks, my friends. And so yeah, it it's a big event. And this year I think is going to be even bigger. So yeah, it's going to be on the August from August 16th to the 18th at the Mohegan Sun Expo Center. Um, there's comic comic book creators, celebrities, cosplayers, and more. And you can check it. And for tickets and information, and which I strongly suggest that you do, because if you don't know how to get to Mohegan Sun, to the Mohegan Sun Expo Center, you're going to miss out on an amazing event. Actually, scratch that, a terrific con. So again, that's August 16th to the 18th at the Mohegan Sun Expo Center, and tickets are available now. You can you can purchase them online at terrificcon.com. And tickets and also for information and other goodies and also the list of celebrities that they have going on over there. You'll love it. I love it. I've been there a couple of times already. I have a good time every time I go there, and it's really amazing. And hopefully this year I'll get to meet Leo and the gang, because I've been dying to meet them, you know, and I haven't met them in person, only through whenever I pop up on the show. But yeah, this is going to be really amazing. And I absolutely love it. So checking. So again, August 16th to the 18th, Mohegan Sun Expo Center. Tickets are available online at terrificcon.com, and also you can get information on that website as well too. And this episode is also brought to you by Dubby.gg. Use the promo code BRILL at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase. And what is Dubby? What is Dubby? It's an energy drink. It's not that piss in the bottle that Logan Paul sells and labels it Prime. So yeah, it's not that. It's better than Prime. It has no fillers, no dyes, no artificial colorings, and everything like that. It's all natural, no sugars, and no crash and burn. So I know I've been yawning a lot on since I've been on, but yeah, it's because I'm drinking this shit instead of Dubby, and I know that a few times I did, but it was totally unrelated. I just want you to know that. So yeah. Um, so yeah, go to w.gg, use the promo code Brill at checkout and save 10% on your purchase. And you'll be glad you did. You'll love W just as much as I do. And and if I wouldn't be giving out a 10% um discount with the Como Pro Brill if I didn't um if I didn't like the product. So yeah. Um so yeah, check it out. W.gg, make your purchase, and then at the checkout, use the promo code Brill, BRILL, save 10% on your purchase, whatever purchases that you get. So yeah, you will be glad you did. So yeah. Um and chat is open. Chat is open. Let's you know, chat is live. You get to say hi to me directly and everything, and let's have some fun here tonight because we got a lot of topics to talk about, and yeah, we're going to be very very busy. So yeah. Um so, yes sir. I know that's so I'm just crazy. It's like I like I said last week. I was sick as a dog last week, and so yeah, I didn't know what the hell was going on with me, and I know I probably should have went to the doctor, but what do they know, right? I'm kidding. Nah, they'll just probably give me the same bullshit that they always get. That my doctor always gives me, and she gives me. And it's like, oh, just take this, or you're just dehydrated. I'm like, hydrated now, But no, I really was sick of the dog, and it's the weather. The weather was like freaking crazy last week, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" So it's like we're smack dab in the middle of spring, or getting to the middle of spring, and it's been like winter over here on the East Coast, and I'm like, really, you know, and this weather just can't seem to make up its mind. It's like it's raining and windy over here right now, and so yeah, that's why I had to close my window because rain does come into my window here. So yeah, big deal. I know I could have got like shingles or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah. So yeah. Um, let's see. So yeah, you know, how are you? Yeah, this past week was the eclipse. Hope not sure if any of you guys saw it, but I sure as hell did, and as best as I could because the 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 sky was like cloudy and everything like that. So it was difficult for me at times to actually check it out, and so yeah, it gave me some problems, but nonetheless, I was able to see it and everything, so it was really cool. And I always, a lot of it may not be anybody's cup of tea when it comes to eclipses and everything like that. And that's fine. I'm not gonna judge if you don't like them and everything. But solar and lunar eclipses are amazing. You know, and it's one of those events that doesn't happen every year. It just comes out of nowhere. I know the next one's going to be 20 years from now. So yeah. So yeah, it's a really big deal. So, but oh man, I love this. I find the education in looking at these. It's so amazing, and so and another beauty thing about this, a lot of people are saying that this is the first time that it was ever televised. They tried to do it on other occasions, but yeah, this was a really big deal, and I like it. I liked it that it got the attention that it did. A lot of people, schools got out early, um, and everything, um, because of fear that you know it could affect some technology and everything like that, which it was fine. I was playing Legend of Zelda at times, so yeah. you know, Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, but it's a big deal. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. And another fascinating thing I like about looking at a solar eclipse is that this right here, nobody was talking about any drama or bullshit. There's some conspiracy theories, but I was like, you know what? Shut the fuck up with your whack job theories and everything like that. It's like, can we just enjoy? Can we just enjoy an amazing event and everything? And but politics had to jump in. And I'm like, shut up. It's like we always hear about politics every freaking day. Can we just take a few minutes and not talk about politics for once? I mean, Jesus Christ. So yeah, I was gonna, it bothered me a little bit, but when I saw the eclipse and socializing with my neighbors and everything like that, there was hardly, there wasn't any drama. And that's what I love about Eclipse. Everybody getting together, seeing this moment, and seeing this moment in time. Nobody thought about the wars that are going on in overseas and everything like that, and got in Gaza and in Ukraine and everything like that. Nobody was interested in that. Everybody was just more interested in what you know took a few minutes to enjoy what was you know one of nature's beautiful things. And yeah, the solar eclipse is a scientific education experience and everything. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And so yeah, really really cool. And I look forward to it. And I can't wait to see it. Um, 20 years from now. So yeah, uh, yeah, it is amazing. So, but all right. So real quickly before we get things started, I just want to say thank you um to a lot of people who were watching um my Wrestling Prime um episodes this past weekend with the WrestleMania weekend and everything like that. This was amazing. Between the two shows, got over 100 views. Awesome. I I thank you all for doing that, which means that that was the most watched um episode total of those two nights. Um, really made it really interesting, and again, I thank you for that. So it was the most watched Wrestling Prime episode this week, and it's going to get better. We're gonna pick up the pace with that because I got something special cooked up this Saturday. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. A little quick teaser what I'm going to be talking about. Um, One of the things that I talked about, in my review is that with the with Seth Rollins coming out and being in the Shield, there was a lot of talk that I mentioned that holy shit, is Dean Ambrose going to be coming back? John Moxley is going to show up and everything like that. Um, there was rumors flying around that you know that that there was some talk about it going on, but it was confirmed that there was no negotiations um, discussed prior to that, which I'm kind of bummed out that it didn't happen, because if it did, it would have been really interesting and really really cool to see that happen. So yeah, um, but we're gonna open up the floodgates of the what if territory to see if what if John Moxley showed up as Dean Ambrose in his Shield gear, and so yeah, it would have been amazing. So yeah, so gonna do the timeline is going to be a little bit different, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Also, we're going to be talking about um some AEW stuff, which the other night on Dynamite, the Young Bucks showed off the video of what CM Punk and Jack Perry got into a scrap about. Everybody knows the story, but um, we're gonna talk a little bit about that, and about what I feel as a wrestling fan. So yeah, it's gonna be a uh really good action packed episode, and we're really gonna be looking forward to that. Plus also some other WWE news as well too. So yeah, be on the lookout, and that's this Saturday night live. So yeah, we're gonna be knocking that out of the ballpark. So yeah, but once again, thank you for the feedback and the reaction that I got on both nights, mostly on night two. But now that Wrestling Prime, you know, do wrestling, another episode of Wrestling Prime is this Saturday. So every Saturday now, um, it's gonna happen, and I'm glad that I made this change to do Saturday night instead of um once a month. So yeah, I'm glad I made that call. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah, again, just want to remind everybody that every Saturday night is Wrestling Prime, and every Thursday night is Channel X. So, yeah, and maybe some other stuff in between. You never know. You never know. But yeah. Um, let's see. What are we talking about? Oh yeah. Um, Episode 5 of X-Men 97 uh hit the other night, and yeah, let's talk about that. Normally I would say, "Oh, it was good, moving on." But yeah, there was a lot of stuff happening in that episode, and I do not want to spoil it if you did not watch it. It's on Disney Plus right now, and you can go and watch that, as well as all the other 3 episodes as well too. Out of 4 episodes. So it's on episode 5. They showed that off um last night, and yeah, it's awesome. It really is awesome, and yeah, definitely worth checking out. And a lot of you fans of the original series will be glad to see the this episode come into play. as well as some other stuff that went down, which I'm not going to spoil. So with that being said, we're gonna move on. So Fallout the series came out the other night too, and there's 8 episodes. There's 8 episodes. You can watch all 8 on Amazon right now. And but for me, I think every week I'll discuss. I'll talk about all the episodes, because right now I just saw episode 1, so I think I should review every episode um each and every week. So yeah, this first episode was that I saw was actually very good, and I gotta say um that this is the second video game adaptation series where that third, actually I should say third, um where third or fourth, actually no, fourth. Oh no, third. Yeah, was that this was a better adaptation than what Paramount Plus is doing with Halo. Last year they did The Last of Us and Twisted Metal. Season 2 is coming out, I believe, sometime this year. I don't know. Um, but Twisted Metal was awesome. Um, as well as The Last of Us. That was also really good. I know they're working on another season, and yeah, that's going to be amazing as well too. Um, and yeah, Fallout. Even though they're having all 8 episodes, I only saw the first episode, and it looks really, really good. And they're really keeping true to the source material and everything like that. Because if you remember in the Fallout games, especially the three, the 3D version ones, you get to customize the character. I I'm not complaining too much about that. It does look good. Uh, from what I saw, the suits look amazing, and they're keeping true to like I said, they're keeping true to the source material, and I absolutely love it. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the other episodes as well too. And then but like I said, I'm going to be um, reviewing each episode week by week. So yeah, first episode of this one, awesome, really, really good. Really, get to introduce the characters that we're going to be seeing from you know from the other 8 episodes. And so yeah, and the fact that um the Vault Boy character, um really in effect in this one, looks awesome. um I don't really get we don't really get to see too much of the you know I don't really see much of like the creatures and everything like that. Um but I'm sure it's going to be amazing what we're going to be seeing. Um, but yeah, the source material looks really, really good, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, this makes the third um show based on a video game that has done its job of being a fine adaptation. So yeah, um, Halo, you're dropping the ball, especially with this big fan over here. So yeah. Um. Oh yeah. Yeah. So JoJo Siwa, last week she premiered her new music video titled Karma. It was a very good video, very good music video. Absolutely loved it. Um, a lot of backlash that she's getting because she's an adult now, so she's branching out and involving her persona, which I think is really cool. I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people do though. I don't understand why. I don't know why a lot of people are giving her flack. They've been giving her flack ever since she came out of the closet. And I gotta say, it's like, why is everybody hating on her? I really don't know why. I really don't. She's very talented, and she's not that little, that little kid anymore. She has tons of energy, especially in her fit. Especially if you ever saw that music video Karma that just recently. I strongly recommend that you watch it because she does a backflip in there, and it's not often that you see um a a pop star you know that does their own choreography do a backflip in a music video. And so yeah, it looks awesome. The video's awesome. And yeah, and she said it herself. She's growing up. Going with she's evolving her persona and everything, her character and everything like that. And it just looks awesome. It looks awesome. I'm happy for her and everything like that. A lot of people aren't, and you know what? You're just pissed off because number one, she's a lesbian, and number two, she's 21. So yeah, you know, she's not like this little girl that we remember her from Dance Moms. So yeah, sorry, sorry to burst your bubble, you pervs. That's the only reason why that a lot of people are giving her flack is because she's a lesbian, and she came out of the closet at a young age, and guys can't be perverts about it. As soon as she became legal, and as far as I'm concerned, you're just disgusting if you think that way. Just saying. So, alrighty, alrighty. What's going on? Okay, here we go. So I'm liking what she's doing, and so you have my support. You do. You have my support. So we got one more topic to talk about. We really breezed through this episode, even though we had a lot to talk about. And it's amazing too because normally, I usually do a 1 hour show. And but yeah, um, if anybody who hasn't heard by now, um, I don't know how you would feel about this, but O.J. Simpson has passed away. He passed away at age 76, I believe, due to cancer. Don't know what kind of cancer. The family's kind of keeping private at this time, with the grieving period and everything, and which is understandable and respected. And yeah, this is a really big. This came out of nowhere because I knew that he was in the hospital because he had cancer, but he said that he beat it. Um, but I guess the cancer came back or something. I don't know. I don't know the whole story, um, but the reason why I'm talking about this now instead of at the beginning of the show, like I do with any other celebrities that passed away, because this is actually pretty much basically a huge a huge discussion um, about whether or not about how we should feel about, you know, and let's be honest and realistic here. Whenever somebody dies, never a good thing. Um, However, if there's a dictator, um, a famous dictator that dies, then yeah, by all means, you could celebrate his death, that person's death, all you want. Like I remember, when Osama bin Laden uh, got killed, I was happy. I was happy. It was like, here's a guy that orchestrated the attack on the World Trade Center back in 2001, and yeah, we took care of the problem. And so yeah, I literally came out um that night, when we found, when word got out that Osama bin Laden had died um during the Obama administration. He I went out there that night, and it's like, yes, he's dead, that son of a bitch is dead. And I went out there, and it's on tape. It is on tape because it was funny as hell. When word got out that he died and everything, it was so friggin' hilarious. I came out to "Living in America" by James Brown, and yeah, it was awesome, and I played the whole entire song. So yeah, and and what I should have done with my editing expertise, it would have been funny as hell, like that one, with that one part, and have you know you know dancing like Apollo Creed and everything like that from Rocky Four, and just come out there and just do the dance, do some dance moves and everything, and then show Apollo Creed on there. And I think that would have been funny as hell. Show that clip from Rocky Four. That would have been hilarious had had I was able to do that on live TV. But I didn't think of it, and I didn't have any clips of that. But it would have been funny as hell. But yeah, I danced to that whole song and everything. I was like saluting the flag because we had the flag in there because of um my ban on the flag. Um, I got into some personal stuff with the flag that I don't want to get into. But yeah, controversial shit. And yeah, it back looking back at it, I wish I can go back and tell my younger self not to do that. But yeah, um, but everything was fine. Salute the flag and everything like that, and everything. But boom, and we had a good time and everything. We had a lot of fun, and so yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that. But but where the hell was I going with this? I know I was talking about O.J. Simpson. I know that, but I totally digressed into something else, and I just had a complete brain fart after that. But oh yeah, I know what I was talking about now. Hey, 45. I got hit in the head one too many times too. So when I was doing some backyard wrestling, so yeah, that explains everything. But you know, but yeah, that's how I look at it. If there was a lot of people were giving me flack about that, and I was like, listen, a terrorist orchestrated the attack on 9/11. You mean to tell me that you're not going to go out there and celebrate this guy, um, this terrorist from, you know, committing the ultimate, committing an ultimate crime on America because he hates our religion or whatever the case may be. And it's like, really, you're gonna side with him? And like, shut the fuck up. And it's like I wanted to watch it. I wanted to see, and I talked about it, and I said I want to see the body. I want to see that, and I would have found joy in that, even though it was gruesome and everything like that. I wanted to see the body. I really did. And but yeah, it's one of those things that happen, and you know what? Hey, I'm glad for it. And I believe his anniversary of his death is coming up real soon. And if it is, happy anniversary. So yeah, that's the only time you're ever going to see me acknowledge anniversary, because his death was not a tragedy; it was a celebration. I would do it again if but YouTube has this whole copyright thing, so can't do it here. I noticed that TikTok's doing that shit too. But anyways, I digress again. But yeah, it was a big deal and everything. And you know, I'm telling you, it it was a really, but going back to OJ, um, there was a lot of bad stuff going on with him back in the day, in the uh mid to late 90s. He got arrested for allegedly killing his wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend Ron Goldman. And so yeah, it was a really big thing back then, especially when OJ's being accused of committing the murder. It was a really big deal back then, and it was considered to be called the crime of the century. The trial of the century. Um, Especially when we saw the white Bronco going out there, and this big chase scene on the LA highway and everything like that. So yeah, it was a really big deal. Um, he was a Hall of Fame NFL legend. Um, one of the most popular linebackers at the time. Um, he did some he did some commercials for the United Way. He was pretty much a sponsor of them. Um, he was in various movies. He was in some movies back then. I believe one of them being the Tower Inferno. I have to look at his filmography. I don't have time to look at it now because I'm almost out of here. Yeah, my show is almost over, folks. And he also, but he's mostly famous for being uh, Lieutenant Nordberg on the police squad movies, the Naked Gun movies. So yeah, he was pretty big. But then all of a sudden, then the allegations came up about Nicole Brown, and it was really, really difficult about that, and everything. And then all hell broke loose, and then the trial of the century happened. And I gotta tell you, it was watching that trial, because they televised that trial. And we saw that every single day they preempted everything. Court TV was really huge back then. There was a network called that. I think now it's called Justice Central. But yeah, this was a really big deal back then. And seeing it live and taking place, and it as much as you wanted to stay away, it, at that time, it was the most watched thing on television. It beat out all these other shows and everything like that. And it garnered a lot of ratings, and it was the most watched event on television. And yeah, it it was a real, like I said, it was a really big deal. But yeah, everybody saw it on TV, and everybody sat down on the last day of awaiting the verdict and everything like that. It was a huge thing. And the infamous line, if you must if if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. And yeah, they put the glove on, didn't fit. The glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. And so yeah, there was a three jury. I mean, there was a three attorney team for O.J. Simpson, and it was dubbed all over as the Dream Team. There was Marsha Clark, um, Robert Shapiro, and the famous one, Johnny Cochran. So yeah, this was a huge thing, and I think Chris Jenner was somehow involved in this too. I don't I don't know if she was with the Dream Team. I don't know, but yeah, it was a really big deal at that time. It was one of the most famous trials in history, and I remember the judge's name. His name is Judge Lance Ito. He's the one that did that. That was the judge for that trial. Um, and then there were witnesses that took the stand. One of them being, um, one of them being OJ's friend, um, Kato Kalin. Kato Kalin. He was stand up comedian. I don't know if he still does stand up now, but yeah. But then it took a dark turn when there was a guy that took the stand. His name is Mark Furman. He was a police officer at the time of the murders, and he was known for uh, he was infamously known for um, being a racist, and also um, tampering with evidence to make people believe he, that the person that he was prosecuting was guilty. And he was always targeting African Americans and black people. So yeah, he was a very hated man. I don't know what he's doing right now, and I honestly do not care. Why am I bringing it up? Because it's vital information about how that trial was. And yeah, he was a he Mark Furman was the worst person to ever take the stand and everything. And it just disgusted me about how he was being, about the things that he was saying. It was horrible, which you can see on YouTube right now. Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to revisit that time. It was so so. We'll wind up. So, long story short, OJ was acquitted of all charges, including attempted murder, including murder um, of his wife, Nicole Brown, and Ron Goldman, um, Nicole's friend. And so yeah, this was a really big deal. and he lived with that burden all his life because people would never really left never really left him alone after that incident and after that whole thing because there were people out there who still believed that he was guilty and should have gotten the chair and everything like that or whatever the death penalty is in the state of California. So yeah, it was a big it was a big thing. And what fascinates me is that if social media let's put it this way. Thank God social media did not exist back then because would you imagine seeing being in social media at the time of the trial was because it was into the early to mid 90s 1990s that it happened. It was I believe it was 94 when the incident happened. 1994 when the incident happened. 1995 when they went into trial, and then they went to trial for a really long time. So yeah, it was a really big deal at that time. And but yeah, you know, and it just lasts a long, long time. Yeah. Oh boy. And I believe at the time there was the election time was coming in too. So yeah, that came into play as well too, delaying everything because of the election was coming up at that time. So yeah, it was a really big deal, really big deal, and so it was tough. It was a really tough period to go through, and but looking back at it, I still don't know if he didn't or not, and I still want to believe that he didn't do it. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Hey Tanya, how are you? What's that topic? Just talking about I was talking about various things at the beginning of the show. My review of X-Men '97, um, Fallout, the series, and now we're talking about O.J. Simpson, who passed away this um I believe 24 hours ago. So yeah, news didn't break out until early this morning. So yeah, um, we're talking about O.J. Simpson and everything. So yeah, feel free to chime on in about what how you feel about um OJ passing away, given what you know about him and what happened to him in the past, with the death of his wife and the trial of the century. And so yeah, it was a really big time in our history that we hope that it doesn't repeat itself. We really don't. And so yeah, this was like I said, this was a really big deal. And to this day, we still don't know the truth. Did and people are still speculating on whether or not that OJ, if OJ killed Nicole Brown and his wife Nicole Brown and her friend. Um, and so yeah, all right. Here we go. Tanya goes. Regardless, I never wish or he happy or be happy for anyone's death, but I do think he killed his wife. Um, and then she goes, um, you think he did it? You know what? It still baffles me. I still to this day I a part of me does wish he didn't do it, but there's also but then there's also a part of me that says yeah, I think he might have done it. So yeah, I'm like split. So, half of me, you know, thinks that he is innocent, and then there's the other half where I think that he did do it. And, and I don't want to believe that he did it. And it's going to be one of these, um, yeah, sorry for bad, sorry for bad grammar, English, not first language. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, English wasn't my thing either back in school, but you know, it's okay. You know, be glad that just be glad that I knew what you were talking about. So yeah, that's okay. And so yeah, you're in good hands. I would never be a grammar police when when somebody when somebody comments, unless I'm called an asswipe or something. You're in good hands. You're in good hands. But yeah, you're doing okay. But yeah, I honestly don't know, to be honest with you. I really don't, and I really hope that but somewhere down the road, I think that somebody, now that he's gone, now that he's passed away, I'm pretty sure he told somebody, and And I don't know if that person was sworn to secrecy. I don't know. I'm not making any speculations, but I'm pretty sure. But you know, I think that's somewhere down the road. He must have told somebody and said, "Don't tell nobody, otherwise I'll get you." That sort of thing. Howard Stern does a better impression than I do. I don't know. I think you did a better job than he does. I'm just saying. But yeah, at the end of the day, he's just trying to move on from that horrible thing, from that horrible tragedy and everything like that. But yeah, I honestly don't know what or whether or not. Yeah, I think, if it is true, then yeah, I do agree that he may have paid somebody, but I don't, you know, I really don't know what happened, but I mean, we can always, there's always going to be jokes about him. I did not. Tanya's asking if you read a book. Yeah, there was a book a long time ago, and I I never read the book. I never did. Um, but I heard it was a really interesting read and everything. I have to look. I got to look it up look it up online because I know it is online, and I could just download it on Amazon because I do get with my Amazon account, I could just type in that and I could just download it for free. But yeah, you know it's a really interesting book, and but yeah, I honestly don't know. It's really a part of me, like I said, a part of me doesn't want to believe that he did it, but then there's that part of me that say, yeah, he's hiding something and everything. So I'm like split down the middle of it and everything because I don't. It's like because I don't want to say I don't want to say anything, and then OJ fans is like you know OJ fans will just accuse me of being racist, which I'm not, and it's like why throw racism in it when that's not even even in the question. If he was a white, if OJ was a white man, I'd still be split down the middle, which I have been with a lot of other with white celebrities who have committed murder, and so yeah, but you know, I was too young to ever be a jury, but I've watched countless documentaries and everything like that about this, and I vaguely remember them now. But it was like I said, it's a biggest thing in our history where you know it could we could be talking we're still going to be talking about this even after this whole thing. And you know what? Believe it or not, this is the 30-year remembrance of the this stuff happened 30 years ago. So yeah, it's a really big deal. So the fact that we're talking about it now on the remembrance of that tragedy is a really big deal. And we're never going to find out, the truth because OJ's gone. And normally when I when I talk about a celebrity who passes away, I have this little thing that I do, which is called the Channel X Hall of Fame, and I put a celebrity in there. The real question is, am I going to put OJ Simpson into the Channel X Hall of Fame? No, not right now. I'm I'm I feel that somewhere down the line somebody is going to speak and say whether or not OJ really did. Like some one of his buddies will you know would come on the camera and say, "This is what OJ told me." And yes, I do agree. Maybe in the future, more evidence will come. And yeah, with the evidence that was given at the time, I'm sure there's more. You know, and because he was acquitted, we don't know if if this is ever going to come into play again. And I feel for the Goldmans. I feel for um the uh the Colt Browns family. Uh, yeah, this was a I feel for them, and and one who was always was very critical. I don't know how she's feeling. How she's feeling. Nicole Brown's sister. I forgot her name. I think it's a vet Nicole Brown. I forgot. I don't know. I don't want to mess up the name and everything like that. But she has a podcast, and she talks about this on her podcast, and she has a huge disdain for OJ Simpson because yeah, he was acquitted, but deep down inside, he killed her sister. So yeah, and so now that he's passed, I don't know how she's feeling because I'm sure she's running through a lot of emotions too because you know at one side she's glad that he's dead, and at the second, and on the other side, it's like now we're never going to find out. And she feels like we're never going to find out the truth. And I just, like I said, I just feel for the family. I feel for the families because they're all thinking that. not just Nicole Brown's sister, but for the entire family on both sides, on both. And, the fact that, that OJ's children doesn't have any family, and I don't know if they're old enough to take care, to be on their own, which I think they are. But, I kind of feel bad for them because, they are all innocent in all this. But at the same, but but yeah, until we know the truth, which somewhere down the line we're gonna find the truth. I'm not putting him into the Hall of Fame until I know the truth. I think that's fair and keep it that way. But we're never gonna find out. Guess what? He ain't going in. So because there's gonna be a time, where I'm gonna be like, okay, there you go. But we'll see what happens between now and then. You know. Well, to be honest with you, um, with all the investigating that took place 30 years ago, I think the only thing that could that can come out of this, because we do have the technology, is that we could have, they could still investigate this through forensic science. That's the only way we're ever going to find the truth. Because, you know, with the way forensic science has been used in years prior till now, it technology has given us a lot of um has evolved, especially through forensic science. And the stuff that's being used now, the technology, I can't really describe it because I'm not a forensic science major, or whatever the proper term is. But I have seen documentaries enough to know that they always update their technology. And we're in a new era of technology where AI can either make or break us. And I think with the use of AI, I think it could take forensic science into a new era. And they can take advantage of that AI, work together with the forensic science, and not only can we find out who really killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, but also Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur. Since Suge Knight isn't going to say anything, because we all know that asshole is going to be taking that to his grave when he goes. And, because he ain't going to rat nobody out, because if he does, guess what? He's going to get shanked. I've seen Oz. But, but yeah, Suge Knight isn't gonna squeal or anything like that. You know. And I think somebody came out and said something too. So it is possible we know who killed Biggie. Who killed Biggie? As far as Tupac goes, we don't know. But the miracle of modern technology, especially with AI and everything, and with a partnership with Forensic Science, we can we can usher in a new era of forensic science, and AI can be very very useful. But I'm not that smart of a man. But one of the things that fascinated me during my times in high school was science. I love science. I love technology. I love everything about it. That's why at the beginning of the show I was talking about, when I was talking about the eclipse, about how fascinating, after all these years of watching it as a little kid, it just fascinated me. It still fascinates me to this day. And it may not be anybody's cup of tea, and I can understand that, but I just love the science of it. I love the education of it. It's a really good educating tool for anybody who wants to learn more about our way of life. And you know what? It's not a biblical thing. It's not. It's more of a scientific thing that, how does this all happen? And yeah, I just love science. I just love anything science. Anything. I'm just like, I'm a geek like that when it comes to that. But, nowadays a lot of people think that the periodic table is a piece of furniture that you eat and drink coffee off of. So yeah. But I'm trying to lighten up the mood because I know kind of pretty deep, but yeah, but yeah, OJ's gone. He died of cancer, and so yeah, that's what it is. I'm not doing the whole thing about that and everything, but it's just really, really sad, you know, about how things have been going, that, it just sucks that we're never going to know, that we may not know the truth. But I tell you one thing: with the evolution of forensic science and using and integrating that with AI, it could be a good pairing, and it can turn into something unique. That's all I gotta say. So, all right, I'm looking at the time here. It's like 1:30 here on the East Coast, and I'm sure a lot of people are tired of me yawning because it is very catchy. I don't know. I don't know the science about how catchy it is with me yawning through there, and people are seeing me through the screen, and I don't want to put Tanya to sleep and everything like that. And for all I know, she could be out in the West Coast, and still like maybe 2 or 3 hours where she's at, and I don't want to. She might be having a good time and everything like that, and I don't want to bore her to death. So I'm just gonna finish my cherry ginger ale that was made in Canada, and I will. Will I go live tomorrow? Um, it's actually a weekly show, but I do. But on Saturdays, I do another show. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tanya. If you are a wrestling fan, I do a wrestling show every Saturday night. So, um, but there are times on Channel X where I do a week because I do week events on certain times. I know in a couple I know in June I'm going to be doing a video game special, a weekly event, um and then um and then at the end of the year I also do the um awesome, and make sure you ring that bell too, and so you can stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. Awesome. Thank you very much, Tanya. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And if you do have if you have a channel too, I will be. Okay. So when your birthday month comes in, if it happens to fall on the week of my video game week, I do a tradition with everybody that does a birthday, and I do birthday shout outs and and I do like a little cheesy song as well too. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that I'm going to be doing. Um, there may be there, I might do some special events um as well too, and that doesn't fall like where I can do like a week long, like a week event on certain times, not just on like in June or in December, but I also, I can probably do some other stuff as well too, and I'll think about, gives me something to work with and everything. So yeah, um, have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun on here and everything. So um, and make sure you share, tell your friends too about this crazy guy that you've seen on the TV right now, or on your phone or whatever device that you're watching. And so yeah, so you never know. I mean, I do have a TikTok. Yes, I do, and it's strangely enough, TomDog247. Actually, you know what? Let me make sure of that. Let me make sure of that, because 'cause, I mean, it's not often I do stuff on TikTok, but when I do, um, it's something completely random, and I know I got to do more. But uh, oh yeah, it's TomDog247. There's not much on my TikTok, but I do I need to do more. Awesome. I gotta update my tablet. My thing is so friggin' slow. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. I will be getting the notification in a few minutes. Yeah. Um. But yeah. But yeah. Like I said, if you're a wrestling fan, I do Wrestling Prime every Saturday night, and um um what's the name for? Oh, TomDog247 is my TikTok. Oh, yeah. So everybody that's watching too, um, you see, I do random stuff on TikTok. So um, Not as much as I should, but I do it. I do some stuff. I need to do more. I haven't really posted anything this year. I know I posted a ton of stuff last year, but I need to do more. I also at random times do food reviews. I review food. Apparently that's a Tom Dog. Tom Dog 247. Actually, you know what? Let me I'll put it in the chat. There we go. Yeah, I thought about that. Um, I thought about doing some skits on there, and you know they keep. Not to say that, and but yeah, I do. I could probably do some skits and and everything because I have lately, you know, on random times, even on this show mostly, I've been doing a lot of celebrity impersonations. So yeah, I need to integrate the. I need to. What I need to do is I need to figure because I'm not that. You know, I am technical when it comes to editing and everything like that, which is my passion. Because I used to do cable access back in the day, so it came in really handy. And one of the things I like to do is edit, and it was a lot of you know had a lot of fun. But um, I got to figure out how to clip certain things and make it into like you know to like shorts and everything like that. So and not just my pants. But up on. That was a cheap joke, and I'm sorry. That was a cheap joke, and I'm better than that. No, I'm not. See, and this is the thing. I've been doing a lot of dad jokes, and I'm not even a father. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I do a lot of cheap puns and everything like that, and so don't want to scare you if you don't like them. but um, but yeah, I do but at random times on here, I do celebrity impersonations, and they're a lot of fun. If you look at some of my older episodes, you will hear me do um I've done Al Pacino, I've done Gordon Ramsay, I've done just recently I did which was my favorite which was my favorite bit. Liam Neeson. I got some other ones coming up as well too. So yeah. And even throwing some classics as well too. Um, sure. Yes, sir. All right, so I'm actually looking at the time. I really got to get going to bed. And but yeah, um, you never know. You never know when I'm gonna pop up. So yeah, be sure to tell your friends about this crazy guy that you see on the tube, that you see on here, and be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you miss any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Thumbs up the video if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. Comment down below. Um, what do you think about JoJo Siwa's new image? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let us know in the comment section down below. Ringy dingy that bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And if you like that the energy drinks and everything like that, go to w.gg, use the promo code Brill at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase. And thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Good night to you too as well. Heart emoji. I don't know how to do the heart, but I'm doing it like this. It's a cheesy heart, but I'm not that technical when it comes to one of these. But yeah, but I can dab though. Anywho, ringy dingy that bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. If you like energy drinks and not that piss in a bottle that Logan Paul does and labels it Prime, go to w.gg, use the promo code Brill at checkout to save 10% on your purchase, and you'll be glad that you did. And it's my way of saying thank you for being a fan. And so be sure to support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you could do for small streamers like myself. And Tanya can even tell you because she did it, but she didn't get. But and what is that thing that she did? I'll tell you. She face hugged that subscribe button. We will see you all here next week. Same Tom Dog time, same Tom Dog channel X. And I'll be back here on Saturday doing a wonderful episode of Wrestling Prime. A lot of fun stuff on there too. And you never know when I'm going to pop up next and everything. So again, thank you very much, Tanya, for tuning in and chatting up and everything like that. Hope to see you in the live chat in future episodes. But until next time, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Good night, everybody. Love you all.